So can you all hear me?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I can hear.
Yes, we can hear you very well.
So I have muted all of you. So this is the second class in our Keerti chanting or shloka course. Last week we had our first class. So once again, with our deepest reverence to Pujya Swami Dayananda Ji and all our acharyas, we are very happy to be here again. And we pray that the course proceeds smoothly and that all of us are benefited as a result of this. So today what I will do is we will continue with the last class. Last class I introduced the course briefly. I want to give a little more introduction to the rationale behind the shloka class. After that, we will practice what we learned last week and then learn a couple of 2 or 3 more shlokas today. And then a few of you who have not had a chance to introduce yourselves, we can have that introduction. And then, of course, we'll have many question and answers and so forth. We can take care of all of that. So that is the plan for today. Okay. So in terms of logistics, there is a way in which in Zoom you can choose to have somebody's video occupy your complete screen, like I have done just now. Okay, but you have some controls on your screen also. There's something called speaker view and things like that. So you're welcome to play around with that. So right now, for example, I have set it in such a way that all of you can see me, but at the same time, I'm able to see all of you in the gallery view, so that I can see all of you when I talk. So just a brief introduction to myself. Once again, being just the second class here, I was born in Kumbakonam in Tamil Nadu, and then did all my studies in Hyderabad. And so, and after that, I did my college in Chennai, and then I went to do my master's and PhD in chemical engineering in the US, and then worked there since then. And along the way, I had the bhagyam, the opportunity, the blessing to study Vedanta under Swami Dayananda Ji at Arshavidya Gurukulam. And then after that, we studied as a group in Houston for many years. And then I returned from there in 2015. And then stayed in the ashram for a couple of years, studying Vedanta more in depth. And then I'm teaching now here in Coimbatore, settled here for the last 3 years or slightly more than that. And because my parents are also here, so I'm taking care of them as well. So that's the background. So about 3 months ago or more, we started a Veda Parayanam class. And so because there was some interest among some of my students of the Sanskrit and Vedanta class, so then as I did that, I realized that many of them did not have that background of chanting shlokas, which as children we were all used to. And so I felt that they also should have that benefit. So I never thought I would teach a shloka class, a shloka course, but somehow we are here and I'm very happy about that. So hopefully all of you also will benefit. I'm sure you will. I'll talk a little later about what might be some benefits of this class, this course. But first, some introduction. Indian culture is a religious culture. If at all there was any religion in any part of the world, it was India only, first and foremost. Then after that, other religions have come up. And another uniqueness about our dharma is that it is based on a commitment to so-called dharma and the truth of what is. Tell me the truth. What is it that is there that is more than meets the eye, like they say? Correct? So that constant pursuit of truth was there. So along the way, this dharma developed into such various forms. So we suddenly have various devatas and various personifications like Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and so forth, and Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati. What's amazing is you don't find any of this in any other culture. Every other so-called neo-religion today is very different from Sanatana Dharma. They don't even have goddess. Ishwari, Parameshwari also is not there in those religions. So very, very fascinating. Okay. So that's a long story. We have a lot to talk about that. But then here, our dharma, in order to connect with what is being presented, what is the vision, our rishi had a vision. Just like when we grow up and then we study and then we marry and then we have children, and then after your children are 3 years, 4 years old, you're not confused. You know exactly what to do. You have to send them to school. How do you know you have to send them to school? Well, that is the system that is set up. That is the framework that is there. And then after school, you're not confused anymore. Nobody is confused. Confusion can be there in choosing the college, choosing the subject. But going to college, there is no doubt. Correct? So that entire framework is available to us. And so the life, what is to be done in life from a professional perspective is all given to us. Same way, what is the purpose of this Sanatana Dharma? If somebody asks, the purpose must be something. The rishis must have some idea. If somebody asks the question, what is the purpose of my life? If somebody asks a question like this, there can be 2 or 3 types of responses. What? What kind of question is this? Because nobody asks this, doesn't come in a normal conversation, in a dinner conversation. What is the purpose of our life? Nobody asks that kind of question. So you can say, oh, something's wrong with this guy, because he's asking all these crazy questions. That can be one type of response. The other type of response, other extreme, is that it's a very good question to ask. What am I here for? Am I supposed to accomplish something? Is there something that I'm here? Is there something I must accomplish in this life? That question can be there. And our rishis had that question. And so the story goes like that. that that we have a nice presentation. So we are born of karma, etc. And then that karma kshaya has to happen. Means that neutralization of karma happens because of ignorance of oneself. And once that ignorance is gone, which can happen only in a human life, not in an animal life, then the life is fulfilled. The purpose of this life is accomplished, satisfied. That is one type of presentation, which is then presented in various ways, such as merging with God, they will say. All these words are used, Vaikuntha, Kailasa, all that are used. Now, with that vision being there, you now have a world that is looked upon as sacred. In our dharma, again, unique thing, the world is sacred, auspicious. Therefore, and that is because Ishvara is seen as manifesting as this world. Okay, understand this very clearly. Ishvara, Bhagavan, is not sitting somewhere, created this world and having fun looking at us. That is a different view altogether. But our dharma fundamentally is that Ishvara is all pervasive. Is pervading this world. If that is given, then every object, every person, every being, every bacteria in this world is auspicious, is sacred, because Ishvara is in and through. Therefore, every phenomenon in this world is seen as a manifestation of Ishvara and is personified. So you look at the power out there, the Shakti of, I don't know what, strength, maybe we can give the example of strength. You see the oceans, and the ocean's waves are coming at you, and you're looking at it and you say, my God, look at this. Look at the vastness of this ocean. And then the Shastra gives the name Varuna. Varuna Devata, this water phenomenon, every phenomenon related to water, whether it is rain or ocean or rivers or lakes or floods or tsunami also, you say Varuna Devata. We say this whole phenomenon that's in front of you is Varuna Devata. So for us, Ishvara is Pratyaksha. That's why we say Ishvara is not somewhere else. I don't know where God is. Nobody will say that. So in a class of, in the third or fourth class, the teacher asked the students, where is God? So the majority of students said, they showed the hand, put it on their chest. Correct? Put it on their chest, because for us Ishvara is all pervasive, which means Ishvara is here also, and we are taught that God is here. That is how we are taught. And a few people raised their hands and they were showing to the sky. What is the meaning of that? God is up there. Correct? So, two different views. But in this view, if Ishvara is there everywhere, if every phenomenon is Ishvara, then the water phenomenon is Varuna. Then the phenomenon of knowledge is Saraswati. The phenomenon of power is Shakti, which is feminine, and so we have so many different names, Durga, Lakshmi and Saraswati. Like this, we have hundreds of devatas. And that's what makes it amazing. And once devata is understood, then the possibility of expressing our reverence and recognizing that power, that Shakti, and that presence of Ishvara in the form of shlokas, in the form of stotras, in the form of mantras becomes a big possibility. That is how we get into this world of shlokas, which enable us to connect to Ishvara. In our life, we connect with so many people. We relate to so many people. Starting from our own parents and children and husband, wife, etc. We relate to so many people. When the child does something, you appreciate. You said, great job, good job. When your friend does something, you say, thank you. That was very kind of you. When the mother or anybody does something, you relate. You relate. Give and take is there. When there is a birthday, you relate. You don't simply say, birthday comes and goes. No big deal. Nobody says that on somebody's birthday. Even though that is a fact. Why? Because you relate, you appreciate, you acknowledge, you are happy, you express your happiness and you relate. Simply you relate, or you also, give gifts, you write a poem, you give a greeting card. There's so many ways in which we relate. Same thing here also. With Ishvara also, with Bhagavan we relate. And the way we relate with Bhagavan is through these chants, through shlokas. And through stotras, this is called praising. Praising. Stavanam means praise. Praise and recognition. Recognition of what is. I am amazed by you, O Saraswati. You are the embodiment of knowledge. Because of you, I know whatever I know today. Because of you, I am able to speak. Because of you, whatever I speak, there are a few people who can understand. Because of you, communication happens. Like this we say, and we say in the form of shlokas. And mantras, and Veda mantras are there. So like this, we are blessed with all this. So only in Sanatana Dharma, I have found that our own philosophy is chantable. Chantable. No other dharma, no other religion, philosophy can be chanted. Lot may be written, but chantable philosophy is hard to find. Hard to find. That is why the United Nations has recognized this Vedic chanting as a imperishable heritage of humanity. There is a thing like that. So that is a background of why we engage ourselves in chanting. And people, especially in the southern part of India, the number of chants that are there, every place you go, people will be chanting something or the other. Go to a temple, there will be a small group sitting in the corner, they will be chanting Lalita Sahasranam Stotram, Vishnu Sahasranam Stotram, and Mahishasuramartini Stotram. Like this, it goes on and on. There is so much to learn. And it's a joy. And it's a way we relate to Ishvara. Every relationship that we are in is a temporary relationship. We should remember that. Temporary. So we relate to people and people come and go. The only relationship that is permanent is our relationship with Ishvara, with Devi, with Parameshwara, Parameshwari. Vishnu, Lakshmi. This is our permanent relationship. So we make an effort to strengthen that relationship. Most important. Which keeps us stable, which keeps us grounded. Keeps us grounded. So, with that introduction, we appreciate, why it's important not just for us but also for our children, etc., to chant daily, not just on any given day. Daily we chant these things. And another reason for this relationship, strengthening this relationship, is in our Shastram it is said that in order to understand this, that first question we asked, somebody said, what is the purpose of our life, right? In order to answer that question and understand the answer to that question, we must be able to come to a point where our mind is more or less calm, more or less free from agitations, free from the so-called strong likes and dislikes, binding desires. And how do I get to that point, if you say? Then Ramana Maharshi says, Kayavang manah karyamuttamam pujanam japas chintanam kramat. He says, and it is a restatement of what is said in the Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads. He says, you develop yourself this way. Kayavang manah. First, you must do things with your entire body. You develop your devotion by relating to Ishvara with your entire body. What is the meaning of that? Means by doing puja. Puja is an act which of course involves the mind and which involves some chanting, so it involves the vocal apparatus. Manaha, Vak and Kaya. So if you have noticed puja, or if you have done puja, you know very well, from lighting the lamp onwards, everything is an action which involves our entire body. Definitely hands are involved. So Kaya, that is the easiest way to relate. Easiest way to relate. Giving a greeting card to a friend is Kaya. Kayikam karma. Action. That's why simply saying something is not enough. You do something, show your love by doing something. Here, you wanted this Sanskrit book. You always said, I went to the store last week and bought it to you. And the person is so happy because, oh, you remembered this and you did it on my birthday. That person cannot forget that act of kindness. You see how beautiful it is. So, Kayikam karma means a karma, an action, a ritual done with our entire body is called Kayikam karma. And so, puja is an example of that. Then, Vachikam karma. Kaya, Vak. Ramana Maharshi says Vak next. Next is Vak. Vak means using your vocal apparatus alone, your speech alone. Drop your Kayikam karma. Just retain the vocal apparatus and the mind, of course, always. Without the mind, there is nothing possible. So, dropping the Kayikam karma, then vocal apparatus means what? Then you have bhajan, you have chanting, Parayanam. Correct? Lalita Sahasranama Parayanam, Vishnu Sahasranama Parayanam. When they say Parayanam, only chanting. There is no archana, there is no offering flowers. Om Omkara Simha Sarvendra Yanamaha. Om Omkara Udyana Kokila Yanamaha. There is no offering flowers, there is no archana. Because that is a Kayikam karma. So drop Kayikam, then retain Vachikam and Manasam. That is the next step. Then the last step is you drop the vachikam also. No more chanting, no more using the mouth. Keep the mouth closed. And just using the mind, do japa. You've heard of japa, correct? And even next step is dhyanam. You've heard of dhyanam. So they're all manasam karma. They're also actions, they're also rituals, but they're all just manasika karma. And he says, kayavan manah karyam uttamam. Uttamam, he says, progressively more effective, he says. So our goal is finally to do dhyanam and be able to practice that on a daily basis. And we can't simply jump one day and start meditating, not possible. So we have to develop that disposition of the mind, which is able to be calm and be able to maybe close the eyes and be able to think about certain things and meditate. And initially it won't be possible. And so by doing this, by daily relating to Bhagavan through chanting, we develop that Shakti. So this is the rationale. I hope I was able to reasonably explain to you that progression that is involved. Kayikam karma, vachikam karma, manasam karma. So that's another reason for us to chant these shlokas daily. And some of my friends, they chant for an hour a day. And there are seniors who chant for 2 hours, 3 hours a day. They do it. They do puja in the morning, they get up at 4:30. They do puja, they do Parayanam, and they do Panchayatana puja, and they finish Lalita Sahasranama Stotram. And then by the time they're done, it is 7:30. 4:30 to 7:30. And relating. Very important. But it doesn't require for us to spend so much time. I don't mean that. But we relate. Using whatever is given to us, we relate to Bhagavan. So that's what we are here for. And this shloka course, I had never taught a course before like this. First time, since so many requests were there, I felt I should do something. And so what we will do is, I will initially start with some shlokas which are to be chanted before we do something. Before studying, we invoke Saraswati. Before having a meal, we invoke Bhagavan in a particular way. Vaishvanaragni. And before, even just after waking up, there is a stotram. Like this, we have a lot of stotras which are done before engaging in a particular activity. So I will teach you some of those shlokas. Then some other Devata specific shlokas. And then I want to teach you some longer shlokas. So like the Mahishasura Mardani Shlokam is there. It's a favorite of mine. But I will see it's a bit long. But maybe by that time we are capable of quickly learning these things. Then there is Aditya Hridayam, a worship to Surya Devata, the so-called sun worship, such an amazing thing. In all cultures it is there. And perhaps it came from our Vedic culture itself. So like this, there are some stotras. Many stotras, not some. But I will just choose a few and then teach you. And then some Vedanta specific stotras. There is, of course, Guru Stotram is there. Khanda Mandalakaram. Then there is Lingashtakam. Then there is Totakashtakam. Like this, again, there are so many stotras to choose from. So I'll pick a few and then teach you. And then my desire was also to teach you a puja vidhanam. If there are those of you who would like to learn, I want to teach you how to do a simple puja. So that those who are interested can do. Takes only 5 minutes to do every day. So maybe I will teach something that's pretty simple for you to pick up. And then if there is further interest, I can elaborate it a little more and tell you all the 16 steps so that you can even do that kind of a puja, at least on specific occasions. Like your child's birthday or your mother's or father's birthday. Then you can say, my mother is a devotee of Lakshmi. So I want to do a Lakshmi puja. Correct? So you can say that, and just 15 minutes and you can do a puja. So very amazing. Very, once we get into this particular habit, then the options are endless. Okay. So, perhaps you and your parents they live separately. And then how do you relate? How do you express that bhakti? Then you can do something like this at home, which is very powerful. So now I want to mention a few words about what is the benefit of this course that I have in mind. Of course, the main benefit is you learn some shlokas, you learn some stotras, and you will learn to do puja also. That, of course, is the primary benefit. But there are some secondary benefits. First thing is, you will know how to pronounce all these things properly. These are all going to be Sanskrit. I'm not going to teach you any Tamil stotrams or any Telugu stotrams, etc., of which there are many. I'm only going to focus on Sanskrit shlokas. So Sanskrit, how to pronounce, you will know. And the shlokas that I am teaching, you will know generally what the meaning is of these shlokas. And of course, I want all of you to memorize these things too. Once you chant every day, you will automatically memorize. Without your knowledge, you will memorize. And we will give you some time to do that also. So I will do it in such a way that if I feel that we have learned so many shlokas in a particular class, then maybe if a week's time is not enough, then maybe we'll give you 2 weeks' time to practice those shlokas every day, and so that by 2 weeks it's by heart, you memorized it. Okay. Now, those are all the basic things you will get from this course. Pronunciation of Sanskrit. You will gain a love for Sanskrit. If you have always had a desire that, I must learn Sanskrit, etc., then that desire will be rekindled, I hope, by this course. And I think that will happen with the grace of our devatas. It will definitely happen. And also, you can then learn any other stotram by yourself. You don't need any more guidance you don't need anybody to teach you anymore. These days, I see people just going to YouTube and then everything comes on YouTube itself these days. So Google is the greatest teacher. So why not leverage that resource that is there? So especially if you know that somebody has chanted well something, then you can listen to him or her in YouTube, and there you go. You got that. So later on, if you want to learn a particular stotram, Mahalakshmi Ashtakam is there. then you can learn from our internet resource itself. It becomes very easy for you. And one more thing that we get out of this course that I want is that all of you become or be able to teach this shlokas and stotras to anybody who wants to learn. Why not? Children are there, friends are there who want to know. And these days there are so many people who want to know but don't know yet. So why not? Why not help them? So you can teach either informally or formally. Starting from your own family members, you can do that. So that is very important. So I really hope that through this course, you all will come to that stage. And I pray for that. So that is the background of this course. And that is those are some of the objectives I have for this course for you. And I'm sure our Swamis are blessing us, and with their blessings, I have no doubt that we will be able to gain those accomplishments, those objectives. Okay. So generally the class is about an hour. And slightly flexible. Sometimes it goes to an hour and 15 minutes, but not longer than that. Because many of you have to go to work and things like that. And we'll talk a little bit about, for some of you who are new to this internet, this kind of engagement, video engagement. We'll talk about any questions you have, any doubts. And any class related questions you might have. So we'll share that also. So for now, what we'll do is we will review the last shloka we learned. So just giving you an opportunity to chant that Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnu. Okay. So there is normally in a Veda Parayanam class, what we do is it takes a long time to practice the swaras. So we do it, class after class after class. But in shloka class, we don't need to do that. Once it's said, there is no swaras. So we just need to know the pronunciation. And once we get it, we are fine. So what we'll do is because the system is not good enough to allow everybody to chant at the same time, what we will do is we will just go one by one, just a few. I may not call everybody's name based on what I heard last time. So let's start with a few of you. There is Radhika, I see there. And if you don't mind, if you can unmute yourself and chant the shloka, Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnu. Okay, we can't hear you.
This is my first class.
This is your first class. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, no problem. Okay. So we will, Binaji is there. Binaji, would you like to chant?
Yes, Hari Om, yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chadurbhujam Prasanna Vadanam Dhyayet Sarva Viknopa Shantaye.
Very good. You can mute yourself after that. And Prasad, then Narasimhan, and then Surya Narayanan. Prasad ji.
Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Vadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopa Shantaye.
Nice. Narasimhan ji. You see a nice family there? Yeah, 1 minute. Let me unmute yourself. Yeah. Namaste. Go ahead. Yeah, we can hear you now, I think.
Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Sasivaranam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Vadanam Jayet Sarva Vignopa Shantaye.
Very nice. Very nice. So after this class, we will introduce each other also. So that we can know each other. Okay, Suryaj.
Namaste, everybody. Am I audible?
Yes. Yes.
Shuklam Baradaram Vishnu, Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam, Prasanna Vadanam Dhyayet, Sarva Vigna Upashantaye.
Yeah. So Sarva Vigna Upashantaye. Correct. If you break those two, if you break that one long word into two, that is correct. But here it is one word. So when we learn normally, we may break it and we will say Sarva Vigna, then Upashantaye. That's how we teach. But the minute we start chanting and it's all together, then we bring all those separate words back and bring them together. And so we have to say Sarva Vignopashantaye. Sarva Vignopashantaye. It's one word. Sarva Vignopashantaye, which is composed of Sarva, Vigna, and then Upa is a prefix, and then Shanti. Like that, there are several parts to that word. And in Sanskrit, one of the beauty is you can make words. You can make words. If you want to make a new word, you can just make it by combining words. So, good. Sarva Vignopashantaye. Barkha, would you like to chant? Supriya, we can't hear Barkha. Okay. All right. So, Ashutosh.
Shuklam Bardharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Vadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye.
Good. Barkaji, go ahead. I have unmuted yourself.
Excuse me, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. It's Om Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Vadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vigna Upashantaye.
Sarva Vignopashantaye.
Sarva Vigna Upashantaye.
Sarva Vignopashantaye.
Sarva Vigno Upashantaye.
Correct. Sarva Vignopashantaye.
Sarva Vigno Upashantaye.
And Vigno and Upa. So Vigna and Upa has become Vigno. So Vignopashantaye.
Sarva Vigno Upashantaye.
Sarva Vigno. Okay, say this. Sarva Vigno.
Sarva Vigno
Pashantaye.
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 Sarva Vigno Pashantaye.
Once again.
Yes. Sarva Vigno Pashantaye.
Sarva Vignopashantaye.
Sarva Vigno Pashantaye.
Correct. Correct. Very good. Okay. What about Abhi? Would you like to chant? You're not audible.
Yeah, actually, my name is Meenakshi. It's my husband's name that pops up here.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. I can try. Just a second. Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vigno Pashantaye.
Yeah, that's good. So there are several others. So we'll give you a chance next time. But what I want to do now is, in the few minutes that is remaining, I want to teach another shloka. One shloka at least. Let's learn today. So the first, our day starts when we open our eyes. Correct? So my grandmother taught me this. The minute you open your eyes, you look at your hands, both your hands, open the palms like this, and look at your hands and chant this shloka. This is what she taught me long ago. So that shloka I want to teach you. And this is a shloka where we visualize Devi, all forms of Devi in our hands, in our palm of the hands, and chant. Okay. So the way we will do this is like before. So maybe we can have three of you unmute yourselves. So let's see. I don't see all of you. Rahul, I don't see. Barka, I don't see you. Supriya, Hema, Suryanarayanan, don't see you. So if we can see you, it might help me. Okay. So Narasimhanji, if you can unmute yourself. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Just repeat 2 times after me. I will also say 2 times. You also say 2 times. Okay.
Okay.
karAgre vasate lakshmIh. karAgre
karAgre vasate. karAgre vasate lakshmIh. karAgre vasate lakshmIh.
Correct. Very good. Jai Shri. Yeah, just repeat it 2 times. karAgre vasate lakshmIh.
karAgre vasate lakshmIh. karAgre vasate lakshmIh.
Okay, Surya ji.
karAgre vasate lakshmIh. karAgre vasate lakshmIh.
Okay. So we'll have 3 of you unmuted until we finish this shloka. So Narasimhanji, Jayashri, and Surya, I think your internet is going back and forth. So maybe we can. Rahulji, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So go ahead and remain unmuted, the 3 of you, and then when I say next, we will go in this order. Narasimhanji repeats 2 times, then Jayashri repeats 2 times, then Rahulji repeats 2 times. Okay. Everybody else, of course, you can repeat all the time, but these 3 will come in this order. Okay. Kara madhye saraswati. Kara madhye saraswati.
Kara madhye saraswati. Kara madhye saraswati.
karAmadhye saraswati. karAmadhye saraswati.
karAmadhye saraswati. karAmadhye saraswati.
Kara mule sthita gauri. Kara mule sthita gauri.
Kara mule sthita gauri. Kara mule sthita gauri.
karAmule sthita gauri. karAmule sthita gauri.
karamule sthita gauri. karamule sthita gauri.
Prabhate karadarshanam. Prabhate karadarshanam.
Prabhate karadarshanam. Prabhate karadarshanam.
Prabhate karadarshanam. Prabhate karadarshanam.
प्रभाते करदर्शनम् प्रभाते करदर्शनम्
Good, good. So I will go ahead and mute yourself. So the way this shloka should be chanted is, I'll tell you the meaning and now you'll understand why. So karAgre vasate lakshmIh. Vasate. Vasate means what? Lives, stays, resides. So resides. Who resides? Lakshmi resides. Vasate lakshmIh. Correct? Lakshmi resides where? That is the next question. Where? And karAgre. karAgre. So karAgre means in the tips of your fingers. Tips of the fingers. Or the tips of the hands, which essentially mean the tips of the fingers. So the way to chant this shloka is, when you look at the palm of your hands, and then at that point look at the tips of your fingers. So there are 10 fingers, just look at the tips and then visualize Lakshmi as residing in the tips of those fingers. Visualize Lakshmi and then sitting on a lotus and or standing, whichever way you are familiar with, and visualize her and the tips of those fingers. Correct? So karAgre vasate lakshmIh. Kara madhye saraswati. Same thing now. Kara madhye. So in the middle of the palm, right in the middle of the palm, Saraswati resides. Visualize Saraswati with the veena in her hand and then just look at her in your palm. You're looking at Saraswati on your palm. That is the way to do that. Then karamule sthita Gauri. So Parvati, Gauri, Durga, she is where karamule. Karamule. So mula literally means root. Root or the base. So the base of the palm. So you can say the base of the palm, base area, wrist area. That is the area where Durga, Gauri resides. So you visualize Durga and then while chanting, and then that is where she is. Then what? Prabhate karadarshanam. Prabhate karadarshanam. Like this, in this way, I am going to be visualizing all the devatas at what time of the day? Prabhate. Prabhate. Simple. Very simple Sanskrit. Prabhate karadarshanam karomi. Prabhate karadarshanam kurmaha. So, like this, I visualize the devatas in my hands in this manner. That is what is said here. So, anybody who can chant it completely. Okay, I'm going to chant it completely. But after I say it, you can repeat it. Who would like to do that? Okay, Radhika is there. Who else? Okay, Haraprasad ji and Barka ji. Okay, so in that order, Radhika, Haraprasad and Barka, in that order we are going to say. So as soon as Radhika finishes, please unmute yourself, Haraprasad, and then so on and so forth. Okay, be ready to unmute and chant. Okay, Radhika, go ahead and unmute yourself. karAgre, I will say it once. karAgre vasate lakshmIh. Karamadhye saraswati. Karamule sthita Gauri. Prabhate karadarshanam.
karAgre vasate lakshmIh. Karamadhye saraswati. Karamule sthita Gauri. Prabhate karadarshanam.
Nice. Haraprasad.
karAgre vasate lakshmIh karamadhye saraswati karamule stita gauri prabhate karadarshanam.
Nice.
karAgre vasate lakshmIh karamadhye saraswati karamule sthita gauri prabhate karadarshanam. Here in North, we chant Karamule tu Govinda. From 10-year-old I was maybe, from then we are chanting this, seeing our palms.
Correct. In fact, this Pata Bheda is there.
Yes.
I also learnt it as Karamule tu Govinda.
Ha.
Then few years ago, some 15, 20 years ago, I came to know that there is this Karamule Sthita Gauri. So then, so this Pata Veda is there. You can do either one. It's fine. Karamule tu Govinda or Karamule Sthita Gauri. Whichever you're comfortable with, you can say. Okay, good. Thanks for mentioning that. Okay. So let's actually pause here for today. So we'll get some chance to interact and answer any questions and introduce each other. So few of you are new today, and if you can go in order, say Radhika and Meenakshi and Barkha, in that order, if you can introduce yourself, just tell your name, where you are, what you're doing, etc.
Shall I start?
Yes, go ahead, Radhika.
I'm Radhika Podwal. My native is Kerala, but now I'm living in Chennai. I'm doing Sangeeta Sadhana at Brihadvani Gurukulam. My guru is Karaikudi Subramanian sir.
Karakudi?
Subramanian sir.
Subramanian sir. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I'm learning Veena and vocal here.
Very nice, very nice. So, your Guruji is teaching both?
Yeah.
Okay. Very, very nice. So, you are currently in Chennai, yeah?
Yeah, I'm in Chennai.
Okay. Very nice. Thanks, Radhika. Yeah, Meenakshi, go ahead.
My name is Meenakshi Katyaini. I'm also actually from Kerala, but I studied in Bangalore city, and after which I got married and I moved to Canada around a year ago. And I am actually an engineer, but I work here in a retail store, online retail company. And so I have learned classical music before when I was young for about 13 years. After which I stopped post my 10th standard. But yeah, that's how I know few of the common stotras and chants, but I'm not very familiar with anything else. So my mom's actually in the group as well, Beena Menon, she's my mother. So she told me that you have started a class, and I was very excited because I want to teach shlokas to my son as well. So he's 2 years old, and I'm hoping that I can learn and then convey that to him, because he's not getting used to our Indian culture here that much. So I'm worried that he might not have introduction to this. So I hope I can teach him whatever you're teaching me. So that's how it's going.
Yeah, so this should be easy to all of you. I mean, you're learning music and all that. So your ucharanam must be already good. It's already good anyway. So,
thank you.
So very nice. Nice to have you in action. Where?
We are actually in Toronto.
Toronto. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Barkaji, go ahead.
I'm Dr. Barkha Peswani from Mumbai, born and brought up in Mumbai. And I was fortunate enough to join Chinmaya Mission with their online courses. So I completed Foundation Vedant, Advanced Vedant, and Bhagavad Gita. But of course, as you mentioned in the last video, that Northern India, the Sanskrit, that problem is there. So let me see, with you, I can achieve that weakness of mine. And a very intense desire to know Puja Vidhi or the Stotram. I mean, I'm very fortunate to join here. Blessed. Thank you.
So where did you take these courses, Chinmaya Mission courses?
Chinmaya International Foundation, Kerala.
Yeah, yeah.
So we have a Sandipani Sadhanalaya in Powai, Mumbai.
Yeah.
But there it is a residence course, and this was supposed to be done online. So I opted that.
Very nice, very nice, very good. That's a very good background.
Yeah, and fortunately they appointed me as a examiner also. So I correct the papers of Vedant and Bhagavad Gita for the other students.
Okay, okay. Nice, very nice. That's that gives you even more grounding in that subject of Vedanta. Yeah. Thanks for joining, Binaji. Bakkaji, rather. Sorry. Okay, so we have Narasimhanji, I think. Would you like to?
Yes, sir. My name is Narasimhan Saptarishi. I'm a native of Neyveli Township, Tamil Nadu. All these years, whatever I know is all credit goes to my dad, who is here sitting next to me. His name is Sri Manigandan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever I do, little puja, do some slokas at home. Both my parents taught me that. Other than that, I didn't have any other profound or any teachings. This is the first time I'm having a guru in front of me.
Yeah, very nice. And generally, in our culture, everything we learn just comes from hearing, just by Shravanam. And so nobody goes to a class. I mean, music, of course, requires a class because it's very formal. And even there, those, for example, if Radhika ji is learning and Meenakshi are learning, so when they were learning, the people around in the family were constantly hearing this from the morning, sari, ga, goes on and on. So they also observe that thing somehow. So they will know Kalyani Ragamis, they will know. Kamas, they will know. All these people who are not taken courses also will know. So like that, there is that parampara. But yeah, sometimes we just have to sit and learn so we can understand everything better. Very nice. Nice. Thank
you.
And Manikandan.
Thank you.
Anybody
Special
else?
thanks to, I would like to thank Jayashree here. She was the one who gave me this opportunity, who introduced me to you. Thank you. Thank you, Jayashree.
Okay. Very nice. So,
if I may ask a question.
Well, you can definitely ask a question, but I thought you were going to introduce yourself first.
Sorry. Namah Shivaya, Hari Om, everybody. My name is Surya Narayan. I'm from Anadi Foundation and the ashram premises near Parani. My question is Prabhate. What does the word Prabhate mean? Early morning, in the morning, or what would that mean? And also, you had said vasate means lives. It would be very great if you could also share a bit of the prose form of the poetry, like you said, Karomi, Kuruma, would be very great. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for joining Surya ji. Surya is part of an organization called Anadi Foundation, and you can look it up. And they are doing a lot of work in developing the identity of youth and discovering themselves, doing a lot of programs on sustainable living, working with many other organizations. They conduct a Himalayan yatra. So this Smriti and Adiji are doing a wonderful job, and he's part of that organization. And so, and Suryaji is now interested in doing a PhD in Indian mathematics, correct? Yeah, so he's going to join IIT Bombay, working with Ramasubramaniam ji, one of the authorities in this area of unlocking our shastras, and in particular the scientific aspect of our shastras. So all the best to you, Surya. And okay, let's finish the introductions first, and then we'll come back to your question. Yeah. Who else has not introduced themselves in class? So Hema ji, are you still there? Are you able to hear us?
Yes, yeah.
Ah, Hema, nice to hear your voice. Long time.
Thank you. And I'm Hema. I'm from Houston. And Jayakumar ji used to be my Gita teacher. And he has become my teacher again. And thank you.
Yeah, so Hema ji and Chandra ji are conducting a lot of courses themselves in Houston. So it is their home where we used to have all these classes, Sanskrit classes, and Jayashree also is nodding her head, and Bhagavad Gita classes every Sunday. All that we used to have, and so that's where we all studied together and grew up as a family. So there, in fact, Hema ji is 24 hours involved in either teaching or studying. That's all she does. So very, very happy to have you. And Hema ji, this is going to be very basic for you. So
I always feel, you learn something new every day. Even from what you have learned already, you can find some new meaning. So.
True. Thanks for joining, Hema ji. Nice to see you. And anybody else? Ashutosh, were you there last class? Okay, so good. I think everybody.
Sir, Rahul. Yeah, I have not introduced myself.
Yeah, go ahead, Rahul and him.
Yeah, so I basically belong from Bihar, and right now I'm staying in Kolkata, and I work as an IT consultant.
Okay.
I don't have any background of Sanskrit, but I desire to learn it, and I am doing my self study and all. That's it. So you will be my first teacher, and namaste to you, sir.
Very good, very good. So you are working there in the IT area?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, nice to have you. And so, yeah, if you don't have any background, then this is a good way to expose ourselves to the language as well as our culture, of course. And so, thanks for joining, Rahul. Hem, go ahead.
Namaste, everyone. I am Hem. I'm originally from Delhi. I'm currently working in Chennai as an engineer. So I'm part of a startup which works in the medical devices sector and developing tools for neurosurgery. So I have actually been part of Jayakumar ji's Vedanta class for the past almost a year, and also the Veda Parayanam class. So yeah, that's kind of my background, and yeah, I'm looking forward to learn all these shlokas. I've been wanting to learn it, but somehow never got the chance.
Sure. Nice to have you, Hem. Hem's background is in physics, and so sometimes he helps us in our Vedanta classes by bringing in the scientific aspect of things. So thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Anybody else who would like to introduce themselves? Okay, so that completes it. Okay, so Suryaji, you had a question. So it's almost complete here. So lakshmIh karAgre vasate. That is one sentence.
Okay.
Lakshmi resides in the tips of the fingers. Correct?
Yes.
And then Saraswati karamadhye within brackets vasate or vasati. I think vas must be ubhayapadi. So this is just a Sanskrit related question. So some of you can just listen. Those who are learning Sanskrit, this is important. So Saraswati karamadhye vasate. So that vasate can be copied and pasted, correct?
Yes.
And then same thing. Gauri karamule sthita. So here vasate is not needed. That itself is one complete sentence. Gauri karamule sthita. Means Gauri is stationed in, residing, also residing, same meaning only. Another way of saying it, sthita. Sthita is not a verb, it's a kridanta. So it declines like a noun. So a noun that serves the function of a verb. That is what sthita is. Okay. And then what? Prabhate karadarshanam karomi. Aham prabhate karadarshanam karomi. I visualize my hands in the morning. Prabhate can be morning. In this case, we interpret this as early morning. The moment you wake up. Because we want blessings before we do anything. So that's why, that's the idea. So not after we do stuff. So that's the idea here. So hopefully that helps, Surya. Okay.
Many thanks, Ji. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So we will.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah. So what we will do is, yeah, go ahead, Haraprasad.
How about if when you say karamule tu Govinda, how does it in Sanskrit? How does it come out?
Yeah. So then you can say karamul Govinda tu karamule vasate. Govinda tu karamule vasate. That is a way to complete the sentence. Correct?
Okay.
You bring that vasate from the front and copy and paste it here. And then you got tu means what? On the other hand. On the other hand means not on this other hand. No, that's not the other hand we are talking about. On the other hand,
indeed,
in both hands,
indeed.
Yeah, indeed can be said. Yeah, tu can imply indeed also here. Can imply indeed, and it can mean something that differentiates from the others also. So, and it can even mean and indeed Govinda resides in the root of the palm, and so that's also another interpretation. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So what we can do is, Mehem, if you can stop the recording.